压制，末世徽章，压制结束。心灵尖啸，震荡波，沉默，盾反，警戒，幽灵伪装，剑刃风暴。 警戒结束，扩散怒吼。自然守护，徽章，缠绕树人，野性位移，缠绕树人。 治疗术，治疗术，蛮力猛击，超凡自然守护，新生，缠绕树人，野性位移。 树皮徽章，蛮力猛击，治疗术，治疗术，治疗术，野性位移，旋风，治疗术，治疗术，治疗术。 治疗术，治疗术，治疗术，治疗术，治疗术。
It's gonna be some stuff you're gonna see that's gonna make it hard to smile in the future.
治 僧徽章、骑士徽章、澡堂这才、身手制作者、无敌、连结治疗、壮胆酒、无敌结束、青龙雕像、自由之手、打断成功、驯服、壮胆酒结束。徽章超凡之自然守护，缠绕树人，蛮力猛击，新生，缠绕树人，野性位移，缠绕树人。 9，真气9，打断成功。分击蛮力猛击，夜爆之处，夜爆之处结束，扫堂腿，驯服。徽章壮胆9，打断成功，壮胆9结束。复活玩家，复活玩家，治疗术。复活玩家， 星风暴，鹰脉，操纵时间，冻结，徽章。 冰环，彗星风暴，冰箱，冰箱结束，魂体转移。 急速冷却，分筋错骨，彗星风暴冻结，自然守护，分筋错骨，徽章，扫堂腿，树皮，真气酒，缠绕树人，猎豹之处，驯虎，新生，分筋错骨，猎豹之处结束。 缠绕树人，壮胆酒，壮胆酒结束，复活玩家，治疗术错骨，分筋错骨，分筋错骨，扫堂腿，真气酒，长矛突袭，真气酒，风暴之锤，狂暴回复，盾牌屏障，长矛突风暴，扫堂腿，归赵之处，盾牌屏障，长矛突袭。 夜爆之处结束。真气9。旋风。旋风暴之锤。旋风。旋风。长矛突袭。徽章。分筋错骨。旋风。
Lost in you, I'm lost, lost inside of you. Lost in you, I'm lost, lost inside of you. Lost in you, I'm
分筋错骨。
lost
澡
inside
堂
of
真气9。
lost in you, I'm lost inside of you.
夜爆之处。驯虎。树皮。夜爆之处结束。蛮力猛击。徽章。缠绕树人。壮胆9。新生自然守之龙。打断成功。分筋错缠绕树结束。澡堂腿。治疗术。治疗术。彗星风暴。冻结。操纵时间。徽章。鹰脉。彗星风暴。鹰环。冻结。 冰冻陷阱，夺命反制射击，心灵尖笑，束缚射击，冰冻陷阱，沉默猎人徽章。心灵尖笑，反制射击，主人召唤，冰冻陷阱，夺命黑鸦。心灵尖笑射击，反制射击，冰冻陷阱，沉默，幽灵伪装，冰冻陷阱，主人召唤，心灵尖笑，反制射击，夺命黑鸦，束缚射击，夺命黑鸦，猎人徽章，冰冻陷阱，夺命黑鸦，夺命黑鸦，威慑，束缚射击陷阱，威慑结束，猎人徽章，冰冻陷阱。 狂暴之怒图腾，震荡波，横扫天神下凡，流行者之刺，破胆怒吼，萨满徽章，捍卫，横扫，震在咆哮。剑在人在结束，战士盾牌屏障，震荡波，横扫，夺命黑压，束缚射击，猎人徽章，威慑，威慑结束，自然训练术，小德徽章，威慑结束，旋风。旋风，反制射击，蛮力猛击，束缚射击，乃德化身，夺命黑压，旋风，反制射击，旋风，旋风，夺命黑压，野性未敌。蛮力猛击，束缚射击，
region.
So Temple Storm, of course, going to be looking to prove them wrong here today.
All down to 10% HP. It's the full Hodge on a healing stack, and that's going to be the game. Jamili doing an excellent job. He also had presence of mind up at the end, so they had that follow-up CC, just not letting healing stat heal.
Down at 27%, trying to stay alive in the room. Elite is still crowd control, and Jamili is going to fall. And Skillcap the U are going to tie the series up 1-1.
Have been a very hot-headed team in terms of aggression. They just never seem to stop, always pushing forward. Let's see if they can keep that aggression rolling and take down Starship.
Whoa, Peekaboo getting swapped to, down at 18%, he doesn't disperse! And Tempo Storm are going to lose 1-3. Skillcap the U making a swap, and Peekaboo not able to disperse in time. And Skillcap the U are going to be the first team to make it to the grand finals here at BlizzCon.
And we've been talking a lot over the last couple of weeks about the little bit of sort of friendly rivalry between the North American and the European team.
I don't think it's so friendly.
These guys know how to handle an R&D. The thing is, they're up against Cloud9, who is the #1 team coming out of North America.
Multi-Man following it up with a little bit of CC. If Cubsy can get a clone, I don't think they're going to be able to finish it off, though. Swapsy is feeling very stable at 42%, and Cloud9 are going to fall in game #1.
It could have been the game at any single point. Both of these teams just so evenly matched and playing so well against each other.
And now Cloud9 are against the wall and face elimination here at BlizzCon. This could potentially be the final game for them.
SK Gaming are looking to end this. Swapsy still in a bit of pressure. Cubsy under pressure as well. Killing spree coming out from Roasties. It's this Cloud9's comeback. Swapsy's down at 27% free, and he's going to fall. Cubsy at the same time. It's down at 30%. He blinks away. Joe gets polyed up, and I think Cloud9 have just had a comeback.
Yeah, that is the fourth double on the Cubsy. This could be the game. SK Gaming trying to win this game. Roasty's down to 7% HP. series 3-1, advancing to the grand final.
Congratulations to SK Gaming. They're going to be our second semifinalists going up against SkillCap in the grand finals tomorrow.
Two European teams in the grand finals.
It's going to be an exciting day tomorrow where we finish it off and deem our champions for 2015.
Yeah, basically tomorrow's grand finals are going to be amazing, and you should absolutely not miss them.
Even they have what it takes to make it this far.
Guys have fought before, as I mentioned. These guys are turning.
It is
SkillCap.
Coming out from Raikou, even with that Iron Bark, and now they're swapping it over onto Pry, trying to put a whole bunch of damage into him as well. His feint's actually about to fall off. He does not have it active, but they've already swapped over onto Raikou. The Stormbolt comes out onto Healing Stat. SK Gaming right now is just beautifully pinging back and forth, making sure that SkillCap's on their toes.
Still a lot of pressure on Raikou. Full fear on a Healing Stat. He has to trinket that right away. Raikou's still on hypothermia and unable to block for a few more seconds, down at 49% HP. We see, though, SkillCap making a swap over onto Botar. He is in bear form. He's got the bar skin up. Will it be enough? Adrenaline Rush comes out from Prey. He's looking to try and secure an early kill here, down to 30% HP. Botar kiting away, still in bear. Swapsy getting cloned up, but Botar snags himself a nice Nature Swiftness, which will stabilize his health and continue his team on in this game.
Yeah, but he has no trinket and no bar skin now. The next swap SkillCap does onto him. If they can get another clean one, it's going to be very dangerous. Joe Fernandez might have to use that Vigilance onto him. Healing Stat also has no trinket available. Swapsy getting swapped to right now, though, into that kidney shot. Shamanistic Rage coming out. You'll be fine. Botar channeling that Tranquility to keep him up.
Yeah, Botar has plenty of cooldowns left to hit. That Iron Bark is going to be so important for the next swap. We'll have to see if he can push up and use his stun to set up a kill.
Yeah, but this next setup for SkillCap could be the game. Botar realizes that he's going to pre-Iron Bark Swapsy. Are SkillCap going to push through that, or are they going to play it patient? Looks like they're going to. Preparation coming out from Prey. They're going to be looking for a kill here very shortly. There's the defreeze onto Botar. Cross CC onto Joe Fernandez. The full kidney shot follows up. Botar's gone to the Ring of Frost. Joe has to keep his team alive right now. He trinkets. He gets the Vigilant out onto Swapsy. Will it be enough to keep him alive? He's dipping down to 45% HP. He's caught in the center field. Still dipping dangerously low. Botar caught into the half bash now. Can they chain the CC? Healing Stat gets the clone. And SkillCap takes the game.
Just so much constant CC coming out from SkillCap, able to keep Botar locked down for so long that eventually there was just no way for SK Gaming to stay alive. That was a very, very fast first victory for SkillCap.
I like exactly what SkillCap did. They played very patiently with their offensive cooldowns, saving those Ice Novas and making sure they don't waste their damage into the Iron Bark. They're going to preemptively use those defensive cooldowns. They can punish it for them by not actually attacking into them.
If that Cyclone didn't land in that split second right there to continue the CC chain, Botar's Nature Swiftness came up exactly at the end of the previous CC chain, and he would have been able to save him.
Yeah, SkillCap's CC was really on point, even from the beginning to the end right there, to be able to take a kill that early against SK Gaming. We've seen a lot of the RMDs struggling to finish the game even within 15 minutes. That felt like more like 2. So SkillCap, you are on point here in this series, and they're looking good moving forward into game 2.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that happened there is right as you were saying Joe Fernandez needs to stop this immediately, like
I would have
maps like that, as he normally does, decided to pursue. So there was one small thing that was different in terms of SK Gaming's gameplay, and you can watch right at the end, as soon as Swapsy starts taking damage, it seemed like Joe Fernandez, rather than peeling as he normally does, decided to pursue the swap onto Healing Stat. And that is actually what ended up, I think, costing the game there. Joe Fernandez does have to get, he stops the clone there, but then after that, he gets ringed, and Swapsy is all by himself. Botar's into the bash and the clone. There's a little bit of over-aggression there that I think cost him. You gotta admire him really wanting to go after these swaps, really going after these kills, Joe Fernandez, that is, in BlizzCon, in the grand finals, but you still have to play sharp, man. SkillCap Gaming, they're here to play today, and I cannot wait to get it down to this next match.
the map like that.
And as
Rogue Mage Druid, they can just kite around the center tomb, and then when the Rogue Mage Druid needs to retreat to try and get mana back, they stack up in the room and cleave all of them apart.
They are going to be, of course, looking for Pride to get a good opener here, being very, very patient. Joe Fernandez going to try to disrupt that opener. Most likely going to see him Blaze Storm unless he gets cheap shot to try to break up that initial opener using Intimidating Shout and his Stormbolt.
Yeah, Pride moving in here. He just goes straight for the cheap shot on Joe Fernandez and the kidney shot onto Swapsy. The Iron Bark does come out. Botar gets caught into the Deep Freeze, into the Polymorph as well. Are they going to be able to force the Shamanistic Rage out of Swapsy as well? That Iron Bark is about to wear off, and they do have the blind onto Botar that gets trinketed right away, but they're turning it around onto Healing Stat. Stat. That was a big chunk of damage that he had to deal with, and he's actually running for his life right now.
Yeah, Swapsy and Joe are going very aggressive on the healing stat. He's caught into the back. Skin is fading here. Joe is trying to finish him off. Swapsy needs to be able to reconnect. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Healing stat trying to drag both of these melee DPS into the open at the moment to tee off for the next deep freeze, which is available. Skill cap to you. Just need to pull the trigger. They're actually going to make a swap over onto Botar. They drop the smoke bomb as well. He did pre-bear form. He's got Bard skin up. He should be able to survive here. Vanish double eviscerate comes out from Prey. As long as Botar reacts appropriately, he should be able to make it out alive. He's going to shadow melt a little bit of incoming damage. Killing spree comes out. Botar's not responding. Down at 23% HP. Prey trying to finish him off. The NS comes out. It barely does anything. Botar in full retreat, trying to displace back to the room. Joe Fernandez and Swapsy are going to keep him alive for a little bit longer, but that was a great expense of cooldowns.
Yeah, all he really has left is that Iron Bark. He gets caught in a stun, but Raikou taking a lot of damage now, down to 40% HP. Healing stat got to that Stormbolt. Raikou might have to be using his first block here. Still has 2 available if he needs it. Looks like he is going to catch a huge heal. Colossus Smash is going to fade, but still, Healing stat having a really hard time keeping up. Swapsy getting kidney shot though. Botar into that full sheet. The Shamanistic Rage coming out from Swapsy at the moment. He's taking a lot of damage. Shaman Rage should be enough though. Botar most likely going to get out of the CC and able to top him off.
Yeah, Healing stat still taking a lot of damage though. He does have to use that Bark Skin, and he's just trying to get out of there and trying to get away. The heals are coming out, but it's just so much damage now onto Pride, down to 30% health there for just a second. The Feint is about to wear off. Do they have anything to penalize him for that? Does not look like they're going to. Just continually, this is what SK Gaming has done so many times, just switching targets back and forth, but now the Deep Freeze is coming out onto Botar. They could be in some trouble here on Swapsy. The Iron Bar comes out, and the Ring of Frost onto Botar as well.
Yeah, the Vigilance actually came out from Joe there, which was very important. His trinket is now down. Both players still cross CC. Luckily, Botar did pre-shapeshift the incoming Ring of Frost, so he cannot be polymorphed at the moment. Ice Nova charge used there from Raikou, trying to maybe get some surprise burst onto Swapsy right now. Botar's not falling for it, and I think that skill cap to you realize the kill is lost. They need to peel for healing stat. He's caught into that full Stormbolt. He did pre-bear form, but he's still taking a significant amount of pressure at the moment. He's going to Iron Bark himself as he dips down to 46%. A swap now over onto Pride into execute range, and SK Gaming are going to bring the game back in a surprise fashion. Prey not responding appropriately there.
Wow, you saw the last thing that Pride did was actually hit prep. And so it was like he was getting ready. He was like, oh no, oh no.
Joe Fernandez, one of my favorite interviews, like I was saying yesterday, he said that their team can just do random damage and kill someone at any point. They have
stats are really no strain.
Tremendous Stormbolt swap onto the enemy team. As they did win the.
In EU, we actually only came together about a week before the first qualifier. Yeah, we had a little bit of a bumpy start, but our synergy's much stronger now.
We've prepared for like every single team that's here.
None of the US. Countless nights he wakes up in the middle of the night.
This map should give.
It does really depend.
Fernandez just running back and forth, trying to find someone in stealth so that he can go on it. But there's the cheap shot coming out onto Joe Fernandez, the sap onto Botar, and the kidney shot onto Swapsy as well. That's immediately going to pull out the Shamanistic Rage because there was no pre-Iron Bark this time.
Yep, there's the deep freeze over onto Botar. He's still caught into that. The Ascendance is going to get popped. Botar tricketing that blind right away, trying to get Joe Fernandez on the offense, dispelling him out of that polymorph. Ascendance is still up for a few more seconds. Pressure onto Raikou. He gets locked on that polymorph, still down at 50% HP, trying to retreat back. And this is where Skill Cat you are taking advantage of that big open playing field, trying to drag SK Gaming into the middle field.
Yeah, and Joe Fernandez and Swapsy making sure they don't overextend too much. They don't want Botar to have to be in the middle of the map. Botar, of course, playing very far back, has that Nature's Vigil up, just throwing out as many hots as possible, just wants to make sure his team's okay while they're out there. Actually, the full clone going out onto Joe Fernandez, the kidney shot onto Swapsy. Botar actually getting caught into that deep freeze. Well-timed trinket by Swapsy, actually interrupting Raikou's, preventing that CC onto Botar.
Yeah, but I love these Cyclones coming out from Healing Stat, just constantly, as soon as there's a setup that starts to happen, he throws the Cyclone over onto Joe Fernandez, which is really making it difficult for SK Gaming to respond to those when they actually come out. However, Botar does now have his Iron Bark available once again, as well as his Nature Swiftness, so SK Gaming should be feeling pretty confident at the moment. Of course, the Shamanistic Rage has come up as well, so Skill Cap has got a lot of cooldowns to work through, but it's looking like Raikou taking quite a bit of damage here. SK Gaming trying to force out an Ice Block.
Yeah, he's still dipping dangerously low. There's the block getting traded out with that Stormbolt over on the Healing Stat. Joe Fernandez caught into the cheap shot. Skill Cap, you are pulling the trigger. Joe needs to be the one to save this setup. He's got his trinket available. Shaman Rage is going to come out. I don't think the Shaman Rage will be enough on its own. He's dipping dangerously low. The gift of the Naru has to come out. Healing Stat follows it up with the Cyclone. Swapsy's still in a 2v3 situation, but should stabilize towards the end of it. Healing Stat not able to chain the clone any longer, but forcing through that Shaman Rage. Now on the next setup, looking for Joe's trinket.
Yeah, great job by SK Gaming to survive through that, but that was a lot of cooldowns that were just used, even the Nature Swiftness coming out from Botar. Now with this Sheep onto Swapsy, it looks like they're going to just settle back a little bit, just try to chill out the damage that SK Gaming is able to do until they can get another good setup. There was a Stormbolt just then onto Healing Stat, with SK just trying to make some damage here. It looks like they're trying to force another Ice Block out of Raikou, but with Healing Stat getting out of that Smoke Bomb, they should be just fine for now. But as I say that though, Raikou's still taking an awful lot of damage.
Wait, Joe Fernandez just used the Vigilance preemptively, and Raikou's still taking a bit of damage, though he's got to be careful here. Now that they've baited the Vigilance through, they might be able to get a kill if they go in the next 8 seconds. 7 more seconds, and Shawn Rage is going to come up. Botar has his trinket now available for Blind, and Skillcat, you are losing their opportunities to strike.
Yeah, SK Gaming has a lot of cooldowns they can still work through. Here's the triple crowd control that's going to go out. Swapsy immediately using that Shamanistic Rage. Full ring onto Botar, though. Swapsy could be in a little bit of trouble. Raikou just spamming out that damage. Adrenaline Rush is up for Pry. Swapsy trying to get away, doing a little bit of damage to Pry right now. The killing spree, though, coming out onto Swapsy. Botar getting out of that crowd control, throwing out that NS. Going to stabilize Swapsy for now. Pry going to be in a little bit of trouble, though. That's his last evasion.
But Healing Stack got to drink back to full, I'm sure, in stealth at the moment. Pry is resetting as well, and Skillcat, you are playing the map out to perfection.
They are, and Pry in that moment right there when we said he had killing spree up, he also had Adrenaline Rush and he had red buff up. So not getting a kill off of that is huge.
Yeah, that really, really hurts Skillcap's chances. They want to be using as many of those opportunities as possible. Now Botar caught in that blind. He's going to trinket that right away and immediately use the Iron Bark onto Swapsy. The Iron Bark just fell off of Raikou, though. Looks like they're trying to turn it around. Healing Stat caught into that Stormbolt, having to use the Iron Bark, or excuse me, the Bark Skin. He's just trying to kite away right now. Are they going to swap it back over yet again onto Raikou or Pride? Doesn't look like it just yet. SK Gaming actually having to get held up a little bit here.
Swapsy popping the Ascendance there, not getting too much done with it. He would have liked to get an Ice Block out from Raikou. Looks like they're still trying to force it. Charge stun over onto Pry as well. There comes the triple crowd control out from Skillcat to you. Joe Fernandez trinkets out of that right away. Lands a good defensive fear onto Prey. Now Joe, though, is caught into the bash. Healing Stat tries to go for a clone. Botar shuts him down. Well done from Botar. He's going to keep his team going and gain some momentum with that.
Healing Stat taking a lot of damage, though, down to 30% HP. Doesn't have any defensive cooldowns. Using that Stampeding Roar, getting to the pillar, getting away, going to be able to hot himself up. Raikou, though, immediately getting swapped to by Swapsy and Joe Fernandez, taking a lot of damage, down to 20% HP. The Colossus Smash comes in. Healing Stat trying to get some regrowths onto him. It looks like he will connect, but Pry now taking a lot of damage. SK Gaming hitting every single target of Skillcat, forcing so many defensive cooldowns and forcing them all defensively.
Yeah, this is danger town for Skillcat right now. Healing Stat, however, did manage to get off a full channel of Tranquility, topped his team off quite a bit, but now caught into that Stormbolt. Are they going to be able to continue putting damage into Pry? It's important to note that Cold Snap has just come back up for Raikou, so he does now have 2 Ice Blocks available. SK Gaming actually kind of missed an opportunity there to maybe burn through his second Ice Block and make sure that he would never get back to having 2 available, but they're still just putting up so much pressure. Pry actually has to get an Iron Bark.
Skillcat, you actually just lost a kill opportunity. Botar pre-Iron Bark the setup, and they weren't able to chain the CC. Now SK Gaming have a lot more momentum because of that. Stormbolt over on the Healing Stat. Raikou dipping dangerously low. Blazing speeds away, trying to kite away from Swapsy and Joe Fernandez, but they don't care. Swapping now over to Prey. We see Healing Stat moving in. Joe Fernandez trying to pre-parry the bash, but he's going to eat a Polymorph. Skillcat to you going for the triple crowd control, but they don't follow it up onto Botar. He Shadow Melts. The Shaman Rage is going to come up from Swapsy now as Healing Stat does secure a Cyclone. Polymorph reflected over onto Raikou, and SK Gaming are going to defuse the CC once again.
That Shadow Melt was so huge because he was able to get an NS off immediately after and save Swapsy.
Yeah, Healing Stat getting shocked on that Cyclone, pulling back. I like what Raikou's doing. He realizes the kill opportunity is lost, just spamming out those polymorphs, trying to build up those icicles for the next kill. Healing Stat actually going for another drink once again. Botar at around 25% mana, dampening at 5% right now. Wants to keep his team aggressive. Can't really go for the drinks as often as Healing Stat, with Healing Stat having that mage food which ticks instantly. Here comes the triple CC, though. The Iron Bark out onto Swapsy, preemptive Iron Bark. Well done by Botar once again, but he isn't that full polymorph. Vigilance being stacked by that. It's unlikely that Swapsy goes down, but Skillcat putting out so much damage.
Yeah, that Adrenaline Rush forced a lot of cooldowns. Excellently timed clone from Healing Stat onto Swapsy. He's dangerously low. The Smoke Bomb gets dropped out of it. Joe Fernandez caught into the poly. Botar's scared to go in. Botar goes into the bash. Healing Stat trying to chain it into the Cyclone. He's not able to get it. Botar's able to displace out of line of sight. There's the Shadow Reflection kidney shot over onto Swapsy. He's down at half HP. Botar caught into a 1-second deep freeze. He connects the polymorph on the 1-second deep freeze. Swapsy has to respond with the Shamanistic Rage, dampening and stacking high. His healing is going to do less and less. He's dipping dangerously low, even through the Shamanistic Rage. Botar, though, is no longer crowd controlled. Connects that Nature Swiftness. SK Gaming rotating the pressure now onto Raikou. Both Swapsy and Raikou the primary targets right now for opposing teams.
Yeah, SK Gaming survived that very well, but they still have their work cut out for them as they have very few defensive cooldowns remaining. It's just going to be Iron Bark in a few seconds. Raikou gets down to 10% health and has to Ice Block. He did have his Cold Snap available, so he will have a second Ice Block, but he's still only at 45% health. There could be an opportunity here for SK Gaming to kill him inside of Hypothermia, but it looks like they're going after Healing Stat.
This is the setup that they have to kill Swapsy, and there's nothing there to stand, and they're not getting it. There's not enough crowd control for Botar. Healing Stat going for the bash, trying to chain it into the Cyclone here shortly, I would imagine, but he's just not able to get it. Joe is going to shut it down. Botar gets the Iron Bark up. Dampening is stacking up. Raikyu's dipping dangerously low. Joe heroic leaps over to try and finish the job. Hypothermia is shortly fading. He's got one more block available, down at 34%, trying to kite away. Defensive polymers onto Swapsy. Raikou should be able to stabilize here in this game, but it's a tense moment for both teams.
Yeah, and he actually saved his second ice block there. So even though the hypothermia fell off, SK Gaming still had an opportunity to get that second ice block, but they weren't able to force that out. And now both healers are actually getting super low on mana. We're going to have to look to see if Healing Stack can get another drink off. He's gotten a couple already. Botar's just been hanging on this entire time with just the one mana bar. No real drinks for him just yet.
Healing Stat actually got locked out there. Raikou taking a lot of damage. The Stormbolt follows that up. Raikou trying to do his best to kite. Turning around the pressure, the Frozen Orb goes out onto Swapsy, taking a lot of damage. He does have that Shamanistic Rage if he needs it, deciding not to use it. Even though the Frozen Orb comes out, Raikou under a lot of pressure right now. The Killing Spree, though, coming in onto Swapsy. Healing Stat actually offensively cloning that. A little bit of an overlap on that Killing Spree right there, but Swapsy still low. The sap onto Botar. Swapsy having to use that Shamanistic Rage in a lot of trouble right now. Botar does have Trinket and Iron Bark available if he needs it. He wants to save it for Blind, though. There's the Blind. He's going to Trinket that right away. Into a Bash, though. Swapsy could still be in a lot of trouble. Shamanistic Rage still up for him, taking a little bit less damage. Botar caught into that TCs. How is Swapsy alive? I don't understand. He is using that pillar quite well to kite. Iron Bark actually coming up from Botar at the same time, though. Healing Stat taking a lot of damage, using that Bark Skin, getting away. His mana is dangerously low at the moment. Pride taking a bit of damage as well. No evasion for him for a while.
Yeah, this is starting to look really bad for Skill Cap. Healing Stat down to 5% mana, and all three members of Skill Cap just constantly taking damage. Healing Stat tries to get a drink off, but Joe Fernandez jumps over. He did actually manage to get into stealth. If he can sneak away, he might be able to get a drink here just by walking across the entire map. He's going to just sit down and drink.
Here comes the setup, though. Joe Fernandez has to be careful here with this Trinket and his Vigilance, holding onto it patiently. No CC. They managed to actually force Raikou into a block. Stormbolt onto Healing Stat. He's forced to Trinket that. Joe Fernandez and Swapsy connecting. He displaces away, throws up the Iron Bark. Joe Fernandez trying to reflect that instant root. Not able to connect, though. Botar caught into the deep freeze. He goes for the poly. Doesn't manage to get it. Swapsy grounds the polymark. And now SK Gaming can take a huge swing of momentum. Recklessness coming up in 18 seconds. Ascendance available in 28. Actually, Recklessness coming out from Joe Fernandez right now with the Blade Storm onto two players. He wants to swip over to Healing Stat. He actually puts him into the full fear, trying to finish the job here onto Prey. Prey doing a great job defensively peeling with these cheap shots. Swapsy now getting set up on. They need some CC onto Botar. They might be able to take him down. A bit of an overlap here out from SK Gaming. As long as Skill Cap to you stay alive, they should be able to take it. But Raikou's almost in execute range with no blocks left and nothing standing between death. He's trying desperately to kite away from Joe Fernandez, and Joe Fernandez just can't connect. He can't finish them off.
It's going to come up 1 second, uses the Cold Snap, does have a nice luck. He's going to have to use it right away in the nick of time, right as Joe Fernandez connects. Pry, though, still dangerously low. Healing Stat has no mana whatsoever. How is he going to keep his team alive? Raikou coming out offensively, the Stormbolt onto Healing Stat right now. Adrenaline Rush coming up from Pry.
This is the setup to win.
Swapsy could be in a little trouble. Could Skill Cap turn it around right here? Botar onto that full Ring of Frost. Trinket coming up for him in 5 seconds. The DR Bash. Swapsy needs to live for just a little bit longer. Botar able to get the Iron Bark on him. Now Pry's going to go down to 19% entry into execute range. This could just be the game, and SK Gaming's going to take it.
He Blade Stormed the blind. He immuned the blind at the end and finished it by Blade Storming the blind. Well done from Joe Fernandez. And they're going to beat Skill Cap to you on their map pick. And now the map selection advantage is in favor of SK Gaming.
He smelled blood in the water. He knew the blind was up. He knew that he was going to be shut down in that point and pre-blade storming.
Staying in the center field. The next game is
a lot on the line for either.
To a confident Game 5.
Yep, we're just watching here as Pry is about to move in. He goes for the cheap shot onto Joe Fernandez. There's that pre-Iron Bark coming out from Botar. Once again, very, very good from Botar just before that deep freeze comes out. Is caught into the polymorph, so the Iron Bark is going to slowly tick down on Swapsy. But we're going to have to see if Skill Cap is going to be able to force out the Shamanistic Rage as well. Does not look like it. Wow, Raikou actually takes a big chunk of damage there, down to 38% health. Does not have to Ice Block, but he's still taking so much damage, and that did pull out the Iron Bark as well.
Yeah, Swapsy and Joe Fernandez are choosing to use their offensive cooldowns. Ascendance as well as Recklessness coming out right away. They want to force Skill Cap in the defensive. Raikou still having a hard time really getting out too much damage. Just tanking a little bit of this damage right now in the middle of the map. He wants to get himself in a position where he can push in and get the deep freeze polymorph Ring of Frost when he can.
It's good that he saved the Ice Block in that initial onslaught too. That's going to play a huge difference.
Swap over onto Botar. He's in bear form right now. This might be his life. He's trying to take it through here. Barskin is up as he's dipping down below half HP. Swapsy into the cross crowd control in that Cyclone. Double Ice Nova comes out. It's Skill Cap only going to be able to pull it back. Joe Fernandez rallying dry. just in the nick of time to keep Botar alive.
And even though Botar survived that, that was a lot of cooldowns that came out to keep himself alive. He used his Iron Bark, his Nature Swiftness, as well as his Bash is now on cooldown as well. So he has just the Iron Bark available. I think I said Iron Bark a second ago, I meant Bark Skin, but now they're trying to turn it back around onto Raikou. They do get the Iron Bark out onto Raikou, and so he's going to be taking quite a bit less damage. Actually manages to get his Water Elemental back out again too.
And you can see Botar behind the pillar right now, loading himself up with Hots. He knows he's the target of choice, making sure every time he peeks out, he is in that bear form, doesn't want to get swapped to with a kidney shot. Iron Bark's still up for him if he needs it. Bark's going to be up in 10 seconds. Swapsy actually getting fully cloned. It looks like they are going to try to push in onto Botar more than likely. Here comes the triple CC, the polymorph onto Joe Fernandez. Ring of Frost onto Botar at the moment. Swapsy responding greatly, throwing out that Shamanistic Rage right away, preventing that incoming damage. Pride taking a little bit of damage at the same time. Joe Fernandez finally out of that crowd control. Botar still caught into that Cyclone. Healing Stat actually getting Storm Bolted right now. Joe Fernandez trying to force that Bark Scene. He is able to get it. So now Healing Stat only really has his Trinket left defensively.
Yeah, SK Gaming doing a good job to respond. Swapsy trading out the Shaman Rage and the Trinket in that setup. Now Botar has his Trinket coming up available, and they're actually going to swap over onto him. A few more seconds left on his Trinket. He Bark Skins right away, but he's not in bear form. Praise Killing Spree comes out. He pulls the trigger, and Skill Captain, you are going to tie this up 2-2. We're going into a game number 5.
I could not have asked for more from these teams. These guys are now tied 7-7 in the performances.
That was scary for the second there. Raikou actually has to ice block. Of course, SK Gaming still actually staying in this, trying to see if they can still pull out a win here. It looks like Skillcapped is going to stabilize here with that ice block as Raikou's going to get back to full health. Now Swapsy caught into that Garrote and Joe Fernandez into the Ring of Frost as well. They're going to hang on to it though, and I mean, who can blame them? If they can get a cross kill right here, this actually could be a big deal. But Swapsy's health is dipping lower and lower and lower, and they just do not have, they have no healer anymore. So it looks like Swapsy is going to go down here, and that will in fact be Skillcap tying it up 2-2 in this series.
Oh, that Rift buff killing spree, it's got to be so tense. Being that Druid, needing to pre-bear form literally every single one or you lose.
He had his Trinket in 4 more seconds. Yep. 4 more seconds, and Botar wouldn't have died in that setup.
Keep in mind, guys, these guys do not have add-ons. They don't know when trinkets are coming up, so it's very nice of them to actually capitalize on that, knowing that he didn't have his trinket for a little bit longer, doing that final swap on him, and able to finally take him out.
Yeah, this does mean that we will be going to SK Gaming's map pick for the final map, but there's only so many maps left available. They do still have that Dalaran Sewers available, I believe, that they can go to, and I would expect going forever.
No changes whatsoever.
Pretty even.
Yeah, pretty even indeed. Once again, we're going to be seeing SK Gaming, or Skillcap, pardon me, looking for a very ideal opener, playing it very safe. I don't think throughout this entire tournament they've been knocked out almost once. Very, very clean, very patient, making sure that they get this triple CC out right away. The Shroud of Concealment coming out, giving a little bit more time on stealth. Actually, the cheap shot going out on Joe Fernandez right away. Kidney shot onto Botar. Looks like Botar is going to be the target of choice once again right away. Adrenaline Rush coming out. Raikou actually getting that Iron Bark to stop some damage onto him. Botar having to use his Bark Skin once again in the opener.
Oh, is it going to be enough, though? He's still dipping dangerously low. He's going to Shadow Meld. We see the Ascendance off-healing coming up from Swapsy, doing a good job trading that out a little bit more evenly here. Skillcap, you need to respond to this. Polymorphing Swapsy, trying to slow down some damage. Stormbolt over on the healing stat. Raikou is going to retreat, which means that Prey is the only target that Joe can connect to at the moment. Now leaping over onto Raikou. SK Gaming doing a good job positionally at the pillar, only really getting through that Ascendance healing and Barskin. SK Gaming are looking good initially in this match.
Yeah, definitely. They did manage to pull out a couple of crucial cooldowns there. Ooh, Raikou dips down super low and has to use his first ice block. He's going to go ahead and cancel that right away because they want to stay on the offensive. There's the deep
another
freeze
swap on the Botar. He's got no Barskin. He gets the Iron Bark off just in time. Will the Iron Bark be enough? He did pre-bear form. He's got the Iron Bark. He's got full hots and Botar. You can fool him once, but you're not going to fool him twice.
That was a lot of cooldowns, though.
Yeah, one thing to note, at the beginning of every match, they've used Recklessness and Ascendance at the same time. SK Gaming still has Recklessness available.
Yeah, so we're sort of staggering those offensive cooldowns, making sure they have pressure when they need it. Botar doing an excellent job, though, like you were saying, still having his Bark Skin as well as Trinket. So I don't know if Raikou and Pry can continue the assault onto Botar with him having so many more defensive cooldowns. Raikou taking a little bit of damage, still only having one ice block. The Iron Bark going out onto him from healing stat, but this is the triple CC we've seen time and time again. Swapsy having used that Shamanistic Rage right away. A little bit of damage coming up from Pry and Raikou at the moment. I think they know the kill has been lost. They're not going to go for it. Forcing out the Shamanistic Rage is exactly what they wanted to do.
There's the blind onto Botar, though. They may still try to set something up from that. No, it does not look like it. They're just going to go ahead. Botar actually just trinketed that. So they did manage to pull out his trinket, which is important here.
Yeah, it is very important. Joe Fernandez has to be the man with a plan for the next setup. If he doesn't respond appropriately for the next attack from Skillcap EU, they could fall here. Pressure onto Raikou. He's locked on on Frost. Colossus smashes up. He's down to 33%. Healing stat pops to Heart of the Wild, trying to pick him back up with those Genesis heals. Doing a good job healing through the pressure, trying to fake cast the Reflect there. Joe is going to preemptively Blade Storm to avoid the clone. They're actually swapping over on the healing stat. He needs to respond. There's the Barskin out from healing stat. Not going to play this greedy. They know that they have the win if they can pull off the CC right here and now. Actually, they're going to swap over on to Botar. Joe Fernandez gets the Vigilance up, and I think the Vigilance should be enough to tide Botar over. Well done from Joe Fernandez to defuse that setup out from Skill Cap.
Botar also having to use his Barskin though, so now Barskin, no trinket available for 1 minute, as well as no Vigilance, so Botar could be in a lot of trouble. Pry actually getting bashed up there by Botar. Well done by him, making sure that he stays offensive, even though he knows he's a little bit of trouble. Healing stat getting Storm Bolted, does have his Barskin up in 30 seconds, healing as well as his trinket, so he does have some defensive cooldowns to work with. Pry having to get that Iron Bark. Healing stat needs to get some additional healing out onto him. Botar though, once again, having no defensive cooldowns. If Skill Cap can get another good, clean setup onto Botar, CCing Swapsy and Joe Fernandez could be in a ton of trouble.
Yeah, we're starting to see SK Gaming using that strategy of just pinging back and forth between all the targets, trying to catch Healing Stat off balance. They do manage to catch him in a Stormbolt there for just a second, but now they're trying to turn it back around onto Swapsy. He does get the Iron Bark ahead of time, so it looks like he's actually going to be fine for the moment, and Healing Stat's still taking a lot of pressure.
Yeah, he's able to displace back to the pillar, though. Now we're going to see both teams kind of reset at the moment. A little bit of pressure onto Raikou. Gets locked on that sheep. He's not able to blink. He gets charged on the Blazing Speed. Down to 40% HP. He's got one more Ice Block remaining, but Healing Stat going to trade the Nature Swiftness out. Not actually doing too much. Prey caught into a Stormbolt. He did pre-feint this. Well done. It's going to reduce a lot of damage for that Stormbolt.
Yeah, this Polymorph actually being spammed by Raikou there for just a second. He managed to get a couple of them on Joe Fernandez, which helped Prey out a lot as well. Raikou still under a lot of pressure. He's going to have his Cold Snap available, though, in another 7 seconds. So very, very shortly here, he will have the double Ice Blocks available as they're starting to turn it back around onto SK Gaming. There's a full sheep onto Botar. Swapsy immediately uses that Shamanistic Rage, trying to limit the damage. Botar gets caught in the blind and immediately trinkets that as well. Iron Bark coming up in 5 seconds. There's maybe a little bit of opportunity here, but Raikou gets down to 30% health and has to Ice Block.
Yeah, but there's no Vigilance up. Swapsy has no trinket, no Shamanistic Rage whatsoever. Botar has no trinket either. The next red buff Killing Spree, which is coming up very, very shortly onto Swapsy, could be the game. They need to be very, very careful of that. Raikou taking a little bit of damage right now. Healing Stat throwing out that Iron Bark, going to be empowering his heals once again and preventing some of that damage.
They're actually going to swap onto Botar. He did pre-bear farm. He's got the Barskin ready for this attack. Raikou not able to connect, but they did bait the Barskin out. The next swap might be lethal. Prey doesn't care. He's actually just going through the Barskin. Adrenaline Rush comes out, but Prey overextends. He's caught into the Stormbolt. Did they have any damage to follow it up? Doesn't look like they do. Raikou doing a good job. Polymorph in the DPS, trying to peel for his team as Skill Cap to you evacuate the situation.
Pry actually held on to his Killing Spree during that. I thought he was going to chain it after that Adrenaline Rush.
Yeah, Joe Fernandez actually used his Vigilance there as well, so now Botar in a very scary position where, once again, doesn't have his Barskin for the up-and-coming Killing Spree. Raikou, Healing Stat, and Pride just need to hold on a little bit longer, but can Raikou actually live? Down to 30% HP, 20% HP, blinking away from Joe Fernandez. Heroic leaping in, though. The Colossus Smash comes out. Healing Stat.
Here comes the swap onto Botar, though. Somehow, someway, I think Skill Cap you might be able to take it back. They need the damage here to follow it up. Botar gets the Iron Bark onto himself. Killing Spree comes out from Prey. The heals from Swapsy should be enough to keep Botar alive. There's the clone onto Swapsy for cross CC, but Botar again ready for the swap and shutting Skill Cap to you down. Prey caught into that full bash, holding onto his trinket once again, pre-fainting the stun. Really well done from Prey thus far, but they need to make something happen quick. The damage is going to start to become insurmountable from SK Gaming.
Yeah, because dampening is starting to stack up here. We're already at 5%. Of course, that is a healing reduction on everybody. It's going to make it very, very difficult for the Resto Druids to continue keeping their teammates alive. Botar gets caught into a full Polymorph. Swapsy has his Shamanistic Rage active, but only for another 8 seconds. It will be falling off here very shortly. Do they have any sort of follow-up CC onto Botar? No, it looks like he's going to be able to get off a Nature Swiftness heal onto Swapsy and keep his teammate alive yet again.
Yeah, but Botar having to do so much pre-healing at the moment. His mana is in big, big trouble. Healing Stat actually getting swapped to once again. Joe Fernandez on his back, having to use that Barskin. No trinket, no Barskin available for him. Ascendance is coming up in 25 seconds. They can capitalize on that Ascendance on the Healing Stat. Pry, though, taking a lot of damage, using that combat readiness to prevent some damage. Botar caught into the full blind, deciding not to trinket, deciding to sit it. Actually, trinket's a little bit late. As soon as he sees some damage onto Swapsy, he just trinkets, Iron Barks him. He's going to be completely fine because of it.
Yeah, SK Gaming need to survive this setup. Healing Stat has no skin and no trinket. If Joe and Swapsy can connect with that Ascendance, they might be able to burst him down. Healing Stat knows that. He goes behind the pillar. He's getting a drink, but Prey is caught in a stun. Prey has to trade his trinket. He gets bashed on his trinket, still dipping dangerously low at 26%. Iron Bark comes out. He uses the Vanish. He's going to have to peel for himself here. Cheap shot into Joe. Joe trinkets that aggressively here, and this might be an opening for Skill Cap if they can survive. Kidney shot over on the Swapsy. He's got Shaman Rage available, but he's going to hold on to it, playing it very smart with no CC onto Botar.
Yeah, that was a very defensive, almost like panic mode kidney shot coming out of Pry there because he knew he was in a lot of trouble, and it didn't matter that it was going to not have it available available now for the setup. There's actually a polymorph going out onto Swapsy. Skill capped at the moment, kind of feeling like they're reeling a little bit from that last push, but Botar at 4% mana, the time is ticking down for SK Gaming.
Yep, there is still Shaman Rage available. We see the adrenaline rush coming out, and I wonder if the Shaman Rage will be enough. Botar's gone to the sheep. Swapsy dipping dangerously low. He trinkets out. Joe uses the Vigilance. Is he going to die through everything? They follow it up with the Cyclone. Swapsy's trying to stay alive with the Ancestral Guidance, and I think that Swapsy has done it. The Iron Park now comes up from Botar, but SK Gaming have nothing left. They need to get a kill right here on the Healing Stat, or the next setup could be their lives. Healing Stat caught into the half bash. Barskin is up, and he's going to NS himself and try and stabilize as he's dipping down below half HP. We see Ironbark and Barskin overlap from Healing Stat, and both teams are running on fumes.
Yeah, Joe Fernandez actually had an incredible fear there, making the entire team a skill cap there. Swapsy could be in a lot of trouble. No more defensive cooldowns left. Botar doesn't have a trinket for another 25 seconds. Swapsy needs to survive. Spam out those heals on himself. The DR Sap, though, comes out from Pride. Healing Stat also taking a little bit of damage. Swapsy getting so low, though. Botar throwing out that NS, going to top off. Swapsy's going to be completely fine at the moment, connecting onto Healing Stat, who is caught into that Stormbolt at the moment. Raikou doing everything he can to shut down the damage of SK Gaming, spamming out those polymorphs over and over onto Swapsy.
Yeah, both teams are now having to play very, very defensively, just try and stay alive as long as they possibly can. It's no longer a matter of killing your opponent so much as outliving them. The smoke bomb comes out. Joe Fernandez still stuck in that for just a second. Swapsy's going to go ahead and respond.
Healing Stat has nothing left. Barsky comes up in 3 seconds. He blinks away. Is he going to survive? Part of the wall comes out in a miracle play. Healing Stat stays alive. They get the Shaman Rage out from Swapsy. Healing Stat has to be careful. Dampening is starting to mount. His healing is going to do less and less. He's trying to top his team off with the Tranquility. Skill cap to you. Need to find a way to be able to reset and get some mana on Healing Stat, even if they have to trade a block. Joe charges over. He's looking to try and finish this. Healing Stat has Barskin. Barskin's a little bit too late. Is it going to be enough to stay alive? He NS's himself. He's going to stabilize. Swapsy gets the block out from Raikou, but Skill cap to you are running low on cooldowns and running low on time.
They are up against the wall right now. Swapsy, though, getting down super low here. Down to 10% health for just a second. The Ice Nova's coming out. They're turning it around.
Oh, getting so low, too. Getting charged up. 10% HP. Executed. SK Gaming is going to take it. They are your 2,000.
They're not giving up. They're not giving up. They're not giving
Cyclone onto Botar right now. Swapsy down to half. They just need to stabilize at this point.
Yeah, SK Gaming, if Skill Cap can actually get a cross kill here, then this game is still on. But SK Gaming is doing a great job. Even though Botar is completely out of mana, Swapsy has a little bit of healing available himself, and it's looking like SK Gaming is going to stabilize, and that's going to be it.
GG!
GG! SK Gaming is your BlizzCon 2015 champions.
Let's give it up for both these teams, guys. They did an incredible job here all weekend long.
There were so many crazy moments during that last match.
Absolutely ridiculous match. So many moments where someone was living at sub 10% health. That was absolutely the best I think we could have asked for here at these grand finals.
They're getting a standing ovation for World of Warcraft right now. You guys give.
We do have.
It's either going to be the best day of my life or the worst. Luckily, it's the best day now.
That's what we like to hear. And they're about to get just a little bit better, because we have Tom Chilton, World of Warcraft game director, here with your trophies, and a few words for us as well. Come on out, Tom. Way to go. Congratulations, guys. Around the world, you guys are a tremendous support to the
把手拿开！救命啊！
真是个大美人啊！哈哈哈哈！
把手拿